I want to quickly go through the put. Again, I'd like to use the same prices for Apple. So let's just copy that information. The stock is 276, and I need to go back up to my table because we are not doing calls, we're doing puts. A buyer of a put, the exercise price for the put option is 275, and the premium price for that option is going to be different. So I need to go back to the table and see what the premium is at 275. 275 put premium, 1269. Okay, so that's the price I'm going to take. Okay. I'm going to repeat my strike prices. Can we just do 2 of them rather than, or do 3 of them rather than 5?
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, again, put in my strikes and my actuals. Okay. If I want to stick with those numbers, we might as well stick with them. And I jump ahead to the premium, 1269. Is this a negative or a positive?
Negative.
It's a negative, okay, because we're a buyer of a put. So that price is being paid for today. So we're just looking at the scenarios. They don't change, okay, because that's payment made today. And now we find out whether we're going to exercise or abandon the option. So let's recap on what a put is again. With a put option, you feel that the stock price is going to fall. Therefore, you delay selling your stock. You buy a put option as insurance so that if it does fall in the future, you don't have to sell at that lower price. You can sell at the strike price you took it out at. And you pay $12.69 insurance that's protecting you from that event. So let's look at what happened. You took it out, the insurance, allowing you to sell the stock at $2.75 if things went bad. On the 15th of May, whatever it is, 20, whatever date we have, 15th of May, the price ends up being $2.50. What do? Exercise or abandon the put?
Right.
You exercise, okay, because it means that you can sell the stock at $2.75 rather than the current price of $2.50. So let's put EX there. At any price lower, it's always exercise for the put. Because why sell it at $2.50 when you can sell it at $2.75? What do you do with the next one? If the stock ends up being $276.10, would you like to sell it at $2.75 or $276.10?
$276, yeah.
You'd rather sell it at $276.10, so therefore you're going to abandon. Usually, as I said, if the stock was the same as the strike, it's exercise or abandon. Look, I'm going to abandon it because why would you want to exercise? If I was to sell the stock at $2.75, I can sell it for an extra $1.10. So I'm going to abandon the option and sell it in the market at $276.10. What about here then? It's a little clearer. If the stock is actually $300 and your intention was to sell, would you like to sell it at the strike $2.75 or sell it in the market at $300? It's obvious you like to sell at $300. Therefore, you need to abandon the contract, which seems to be locking you into selling at $2.75, but it's called an option because you can opt out of that contract. So why bother selling at $2.75? We can sell at $300. Okay, so let's look at what happened here then. Wherever you see an exercise, let's go back to the call option where we saw the buyer to call. Wherever we had the exercise, notice we took these away from each other, the stock from the strike. And wherever we had abandoned, we didn't take them away. We're just left with the premium. And it's going to be the same for the put. Wherever we see exercise, you're going to take away the actual from the strike. And wherever we see abandon, you don't take them away. We're just left with the premium. So I'll explain that, try to understand a bit better. We exercised, which means we can sell it at $2.75. We can, in a way, like you can say, you can buy it back for $2.50 if you wanted to, which means you have a gain of $25. However, you paid $12.69 in order to lock in. So what's your profit? It is a profit. So it's going to be your $25 minus your $12.69.
$12.31.
$12.31. Okay, so that's a profit. I hope the color red doesn't suggest it's a negative number. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to put in the positive there, 1231. So if you want to recall how that's done, is $25 minus your premium to give you this. What about here? We abandoned. So therefore, it's just going to be the 1269 because we abandoned. And likewise, because we abandoned, it's still 1269. And if you have more numbers here that are greater than, higher than the $300, it's still going to be abandoning, and we're still going to have 1269 negative. And you have numbers down here that are lower, say $200, it's always the difference between that and the strike minus your premium. So when we're drawing the put, I'm going to leave it as it is here, okay? Just leave the lines, draw the lines at the end. So I have a 250. I will have right here my strike of 275, and we'll say the $300 here. And look, you can go a little bit further if you wanted to, just 325, if you wanted to kind of flesh out that diagram. So the break even now for the put will always happen below the strike. So our strike was 275, and we're going to subtract 1269 from that. So if anyone can call out that number, with the call, it's 275 plus your premium. With the put, it's 275 minus your premium because you're making money on the downside.
262, 3.31.
Okay, so 262.31 is your break even. I don't really have to know that number, so just so that we all kind of have an understanding of where it's crossing. So it looks like as if it is crossing around the 263 level. However, here's what I do. I just look at the premium and I find out where that 263 looks like, and I mark it off like that. And what I have that distance here, because I'm a buyer, I replicate that distance in and around here. So this is your negative 1269. And that in a way looks as if it's, you know, reflecting what we have, that the premium. Okay, so that's the break even. Next, we need to identify where the profit, because this is a profit profile. So we have anything above your strike, a flat line of 1269. And that's why at the strike price of 275, you flatline at any higher price, because why? The buyer abandoned. The buyer abandoned because why would they want to sell at 275 when they can sell at these higher prices? So they lose their 1269. And at any price lower, they continue gaining on the downside because you can now sell it at the higher price of 275 and let the stock keep on falling and falling. And you can sell it immediately at 275, and if the stock fell to 175, you can buy it back at 175 and make your $100 gain minus your premium of 1269. Okay, so you don't have to just stop the angle at 250. Just keep on going if you have the space there, and you can fill all of this out again. Okay, for example, I would have here exercise. I would have here, it's the opposite to the call, abandon. So you would exercise at any price below the strike. You would abandon at any price above the strike. Here you're in the money. Here you're out of the money. Here you're at the money. This is your strike. That's your break even. And you have unlimited gains on the downside, obviously to zero. So it's limited to zero. So, but we still say unlimited gains. And here you have your limited losses.